Within this audiobook, I will talk about how our thoughts and feelings, whether we are aware of it or not, shape our outside world to match our inner nature. Here is a simple method that will help us get what we want. The art of making your dreams come true is what this book is about. You can read about the process that makes the visible world into what we see. The book is small, but not very small. It contains a valuable prize and a clear path to making your dreams come true. This book would be a lot longer if it were possible to convince someone of something with facts and well-thought-out reasons. But it's not often possible to do so with written statements or arguments, because to the delayed judgment, it always makes sense to say that the author was lying or watering down the proof, making it invalid. Consequently, I have carefully excluded all reasons and endorsements, and simply ask the open-minded reader to practice the law of awareness as revealed in this book. All the books that could be written on the subject won't be as effective as your own success. First chapter: Law and how it works. The world and everything in it are just objects of man's conditioned awareness. Everything in the world is made of and caused by consciousness. So, if we want to know how the world was made, we need to look to consciousness. You can achieve everything you want in life if you understand the law of awareness and how to use it. For those who understand this rule, you can create and keep an ideal world. It's not a figure of speech. Consciousness is the only truth. To help you understand this world better, think of it as a stream with two parts, the awareness and the subconscious. It is important to know how the conscious and subconscious mind are connected in order to use the law of awareness wisely. The conscious mind is selected and personal, while the subconscious mind is not selective and is not personal. The subconscious is where causes happen, and the awareness is where effects happen. The male and female parts of awareness are these two parts. The aware mind is a man, and the inner mind is a woman. The conscious mind comes up with thoughts and then presses them into the subconscious mind. The inner mind takes in thoughts and gives them shape and voice. According to this rule, everything that comes from awareness starts with an idea and is then pressed into the mind. And there is nothing made that is made without this process. The conscious mind shapes the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind then reflects what it has been taught. The subconscious mind doesn't come up with ideas. It just accepts as true what the conscious mind thinks is true and objectifies those ideas in a way that only the conscious mind knows. Because of this, man has control over creation because he can think and feel, and he can choose which thought to entertain. You can take charge of your mind by managing your thoughts and feelings. Deep in the psyche, in the female part of creation, or the womb of creation, is where the process of creation is kept. Induction has no effect on the mind because it is beyond reason. It thinks of a feeling as a fact that already exists within itself and then shows that fact through speech. And thought is the start of the creative process. It goes through a feeling stage and ends with a decision to act. Feelings are a way for ideas to get into the subconscious mind. The inner mind can't hold a thought until it's felt. Once it's felt, it has to be voiced, whether it's good, bad, or neutral. Being able to communicate thoughts to the mind only through feelings is possible. Because of this, a person who can't control his feelings may easily program his mind with bad emotions. Controlling your feelings doesn't mean holding them back or stifling them. Instead, it means training yourself to think about and feel only the feelings that make you happy. To live a full and happy life, you need to be in charge of your feelings. Never feel bad about something that is wrong or think about it with sympathy in any way. Do not focus on the things that make you or other people flawed. When you do that, you're telling your mind about these limits. If something is done to you that you don't want to happen, it won't happen. This is the whole rule for living a full and happy life. All the rest is just opinion. Every feeling leaves a mark on the mind, and unless a stronger feeling of the opposite kind blocks it, it has to come out. The one that is stated is the stronger of two feelings. I am healthy is a stronger feeling than I will be healthy. To feel I will be is to admit I am not. I am is stronger than I am not. What you feel you are always impacts what you wish to be, so for the wish to come true, it must be felt as a state that is, rather than a state that is not. The process of manifestation starts with sensation and is the base on which all manifestation is built. You should pay attention to your thoughts and feelings because they are linked to what you see every day. Your body acts as an emotional filter and shows clear signs of how you're feeling right now. All diseases are caused by emotional problems, especially feelings that are pushed down. To deeply care about a wrong without speaking or showing that care is the start of sickness and disease in both the body and the world. Do not give in to feelings of sadness or failure, because getting frustrated or losing focus on your goal will lead to illness. Only think deeply about the place you want to reach. The way to all wonders that seem impossible is to feel the truth of the state sought and then live and act on that belief. All changes in how we say things come from changes in how we feel. A change in how you feel is a change in your fate. The mind is where all production takes place. Then you need to learn how to control your thoughts and feelings, which means learning how to control your brain. Things that happen to you are not the result of luck or chance, and your good or bad luck is not written in stone by fate. The rules of your world are set by the images you have in your mind. The mind doesn't pick and choose. It's indifferent and doesn't care about people. The inner mind doesn't care if the way you feel is true or false. What you think is true is always taken to be true. Feeling is the inner mind's journey to the truth of what is said to be true. This part of the subconscious mind made it possible for people to do anything. The subconscious can and must make real anything that a person's mind can think of and believe to be true. The way your world looks is shaped by how you feel, and when you change how you feel, your world changes too. Whatever has been pressed into the subconscious mind will always come out. As soon as it gets an idea, it starts to figure out how to express itself. It takes the feeling you give it as a fact that already exists within itself and starts right away to make the outside world look exactly like that feeling. The inner mind never changes what a person believes. It sees everything more clearly, even if what they believe is not helpful. To make your subconscious mind think of the state you want, you have to imagine how you would feel if you had already achieved your goal. When you're outlining your goal, you should only think about the goal itself. You are not to think about the way it is said or the problems that come with it. When you think deeply about a state, it sticks in your mind. Because of this, if you think about problems, delays, or difficulties a lot, your inner mind will accept them as your wish and bring them into your physical world. The mind is where new things are made. It gets the idea on its own through people's feelings. It never changes the thought that is sent, but it always shapes it. Because of this, the mind pictures the idea, the image, and the feeling that is received. Making yourself feel like something is bleak or impossible is a way to teach your mind that you will fail. Even though the mind serves people reliably, this does not mean that they are like servants to masters, as people used to think. Prophets from long ago called it man's slave or helper. The subconscious mind is like a woman, and St. Paul said, "The woman should be subject to man in everything." The subconscious mind does serve man and truly gives his thoughts shape. But the mind doesn't like being forced to do something. It reacts more to suggestion than to order. As a result, it looks more like the beloved wife than the helper. Ephesians 5:31 says, The husband is head of the wife. This may not be true for a man and a woman in their physical connection, but it is true for the conscious and subconscious minds, or the male and female parts of consciousness. When Paul wrote, "This is a great mystery," he was talking about the mystery of awareness. He who loves his wife loves himself, and the two will become one body. Consciousness is really one and not split, but for the sake of creation, it looks like it is split into two. The aware, objective, or male part is really the head, and the mental, emotional, or female part is in charge. The boss in this case is not a tyrant though, it's a lover. This means that when you imagine how you would feel if you already had your goal, your subconscious mind is driven to create an exact copy of that feeling. Your subconscious mind doesn't accept your wishes until you feel them to be real. This is because a thought is only accepted subconsciously through feeling, and it is only through this subconscious acceptance that it is ever voiced. It's easier to blame the way the world is for how you feel than to accept that the way the world is shows how you feel. On the other hand, the outside always reflects the inside. As within, so without. A person can't receive anything unless it comes from heaven. The kingdom of heaven is also inside you. Nothing comes from the outside, everything comes from the mind. There is nothing else you can see besides what is in your mind. Everything in your world is an objectification of your awareness. Subconscious thoughts and feelings can be seen in objective states. When you have a change of opinion, your face changes too. Your mind believes what you feel to be true, and since creation comes from mental feelings, you decide what creation is by how you feel. You are already what you want to be. The only reason you can't see it is because you don't believe it. If you look for something outside of yourself that you don't think you are, you will never find it. You will only find what you are. To put it simply, you only say and have what you are aware of, being or having. To him who has it is given. The way to get what you want is to ignore the proof of your senses and take on the feeling of having your wish come true. Your biggest accomplishment is being able to control your own thoughts and feelings. Until you have perfect self-control, though, and can feel everything you want to feel no matter what, use sleep and prayer to help you get to where you want to be. These are the two ways to get into your mind. Chapter 2. Getting sleep. Every night we sleep, which is a third of our time on Earth. Sleep is the body's way of getting into the mind. That's why we're now worried about sleep. The amount of care we pay to sleep determines how much of our life we are aware of. As long as we know and enjoy what sleep can do for us, we will look forward to it every night, like it's a meeting with a lover. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumbering upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction. Verse 33. Prayer, which is a lot like sleep, and sleep are the only times that a person can get into his mind and get orders. The conscious mind and the subconscious mind are artistically joined in these states. The male and female bodies become one flesh. When you sleep, your aware mind leaves the world of senses to find its lover, who is your inner self. The subconscious doesn't want to change the conscious waking state like a woman in the world joins her husband to change him. Instead, it loves the conscious waking state just the way it is and carefully recreates its picture in the world of form. Your children are the conditions and events in your life that were shaped by the things that you thought and felt while you slept. They are made to look and feel like your deepest feelings so that they can show you to yourself. Just like in heaven, so on earth. Just like in your mind, so in the real world. Whatever you are thinking about before you go to sleep is how you will show up during the first 2/3 of your life. Everything that is stopping you from reaching your goal is your inability to believe that you are already that which you want to be, or that which you seek. Your mind only makes your dreams come true when you feel like your wish has been granted. When you sleep, you're not aware of anything, which is normal for the mind because everything comes from within you and depends on how you see yourself. Before you go to sleep, you should always feel like your wish has come true. You always pull from the deepest parts of yourself what you are, not what you want to be. You are what you believe about yourself and what you believe about other people. So, for the wish to come true, it needs to be turned into the feeling of being, having, or seeing the state that is wanted. To do this, you have to imagine that your wish has come true. In order to fall asleep, you should be completely focused on the feeling that comes up when you think about the question, how would I feel if my wish came true? Before you go to sleep, you need to be aware of being or having what you want to be or have. Man has no choice once he is asleep. His whole sleep is controlled by the last idea he had of himself when he was awake. Thus, he should always feel like he's accomplished something and is happy with his life before going to sleep. Come before me singing and giving thanks. Come through his gates in thanksgiving and praise. Your mood before bed determines your state of mind when you go to sleep and meet your eternal mate, the psyche. She sees you just the way you think you are. If you convince yourself that you are successful as you get ready for bed by saying to yourself, I am successful, then you must be successful. Lay on your back with your head level with your body. Imagine what it would be like to have your wish come true. Then slowly fall asleep. Those who watch over Israel will never sleep or rest. He still lets his beloved sleep though. There is no sleep for the mind. When you sleep, your aware mind can connect with your subconscious mind and get fresh ideas. The creative act is hidden by sleep, but the external world shows it. Man's idea of himself is imprinted on his mind while he sleeps. What better way is there to describe the love story between the conscious and subconscious than in the Song of Solomon? By night on my bed, I sought him whom my soul loved, and found him whom my soul loved. I held him and would not let him go until I had brought him into my mother's house and into the room where she gave birth to me. As you get ready for sleep, you feel your wish come true and then fall asleep. Your fulfilled dream is the person you're looking for. At night, when you're lying in bed, you try to remember the feeling of having your wish come true so that you can take it with you to the room where she gave birth to you, to sleep, or to your subconscious, where you got your shape, so that this wish can come true too. This is how you can find your dreams and guide them into your mind. Feel what it would be like if your wish came true and then quietly go to sleep. It is recommended that you feel like you are, have, and see that which you want to hold and see come true every night. Don't go to sleep unhappy or down on your luck. Never fall asleep thinking about how badly you failed. Your inner mind, which is normally in a state of sleep, sees you as you think you are, and it won't care if that way of seeing you is good, bad, or neutral. You make her feel the same way. And because she is the perfect lover, she gives these feelings shape and sees them as her beloved's children. You are perfect, my love. You have no flaws, is the state of mind you should be in before going to sleep. Don't worry about how things look. Believe that they are the way you want them to be. For he calls things that can't be seen as if they were, and what can't be seen becomes visible. Thinking about being satisfied is the same thing as making conditions that will make you feel satisfied. Signs come after, not before. There won't be any proof that you are before you become aware that you are. You will always be having dreams that aren't about you. As you imagine that your dreams are real, they start to come true. Don't just think about the past. Now that you know consciousness can do anything, start to picture states beyond what you have experienced in the past. Man can make real anything his mind can think of. Before they were objectively visible, all states were subjectively unseen. You made them visible by believing they were real. First, you have to picture a place, and then you have to believe it exists. Always think the best will happen. You can't change the world until you change how you see it. As inside, so outside. People and nations are only what you think they are. The only person you can change is yourself. There is no one to fight or help you make the change within yourself, no matter what the problem is, or where it is, or who it affects. Anything you want to happen will happen automatically as long as you believe it is true. As soon as you are able to convince yourself that the state you want is real, things happen that back up your view. No matter what, you never tell someone how you want them to feel. Instead, you tell yourself that he is already the person you want him to be. Having the feeling of having your wish come true helps you make it come true. If you can't convince yourself that your wish is real, then you have failed. A change in how you say something confirms that you have changed your mind. As you drift off to sleep every night, you should feel complete and clean, because your subjective lover creates the objective world and the picture and likeness of how you see it, which is based on how you feel. The 2/3 of your life that you are awake always backs up or confirms what you think in your mind. Things that happen and things that people do are results, not reasons. There is only choice when you have free will. Choose today whom you will serve means that you can choose the mood you're in, but the way that mood shows up is the subconscious's secret. This is the only way for the mind to get impressions, and it gives these impressions shape and expression in a way that only it knows. Man's deeds are defined by what he feels in his mind. He thinks he has free will and can do whatever he wants, but he doesn't know what makes him do what he does. He feels free because he has forgotten how he is connected to the event. Man awake feels compelled to talk about what's going on in his mind. He should start to change the way he thinks and feels right away if he foolishly praised himself in the past. Only then will he be able to change his world. Do not waste a single moment feeling sorry for the things you did wrong in the past. Thinking about them makes you sick again. The dead should be buried. Instead of focusing on how you look, think about how you would feel if you were already the person you want to be. When you feel a state, you get that state. What kind of party you throw on the world stage depends on how you see yourself. When you feel your wish come true and fall asleep peacefully, you play a star part that will be played on Earth tomorrow. You are also practiced and taught your part while you are asleep. When you accept the end, you automatically will the way to get there. Don't get this wrong. If, as you get ready for sleep, you don't consciously feel yourself into the state of the answered wish, then you will bring all of your thoughts and feelings from the day into the chamber of the woman who gave birth to you, and while you sleep, you will be taught how to express them the next day. When you wake up, you'll think you have free will, but everything that happens that day was planned by how you thought about yourself before you went to sleep. Your only choice now is to decide what to do. But the drama, actions, events, and circumstances of the day have already been planned. You can choose how you feel and respond to the day's drama. Unless you choose to be aware of the state of mind you are in before bed, you will unknowingly be in the state of mind that is made up of all your thoughts and responses from the day. Every action has an effect on the inner mind, and unless it is counteracted by a stronger and opposite feeling, that effect determines what will happen next. Putting feelings around ideas is what makes them artistic. Be smart with your natural right. All of creation is under your control because you can think and feel. You choose seeds for your garden while you're awake, but unless a kernel of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it stays alone. But if it dies, it gives birth to many fruits. Before you go to sleep, you plant a seed in your subconscious mind. That seed is how you see yourself. When you go to sleep feeling satisfied and happy, things and people in your life will happen that support these feelings. Going to sleep is like going to heaven. The things you take in as feelings are the things you bring out as conditions, actions, or things in space. So go to sleep with the feeling that your wish has come true. Like in awareness, so it is on earth. Third chapter. The prayer. The mind can be accessed through prayer, just like sleep. Prayer. Go into your room and close the door. Then speak to your Father who is in secret, and your Father who is in secret will repay you in public. Prayer is like a mirage of sleep. It dulls the senses of the outside world and opens the mind to suggestions from within. When you pray, your mind is in a state of relaxation and openness that is similar to right before you fall asleep. Prayer is more about preparing for its acceptance than it is about what you ask for. Whenever you ask for something, believe that you have gotten it and you will have it. The only thing you need to do is believe that your prayers have already come true. It means that your prayer has been heard if you imagine how you would feel if you already had your goal. As soon as you accept the wish as real, your mind starts working on ways to make it come true. If you want to pray well, you have to give in to your wish, which means you have to feel the dream come true. For a man with perfect discipline, the dream is always in tune with the present moment. It is clear to him that consciousness is the only real thing, and that thoughts and feelings are facts of consciousness, just like things in space. Because of this, he never has a feeling that doesn't make him happy, because his feelings are what drive his actions and the events in his life. Man who isn't controlled, on the other hand, finds it hard to believe things that his senses tell him aren't true. He usually decides what to believe or not believe based only on what his senses tell him. Due to this inclination to trust the proof of the senses, they need to be blocked before one can begin to pray or try to feel what they suppress. Whenever you think, "I'd like to, but I can't," you find that no matter how hard you try, you can't give in to your dream. Things you are aware of drawing to you are always what you are drawing to you. The art of prayer is to imagine yourself having what you want and feeling like you already do. When your feelings tell you that you don't have a wish, any conscious effort to fight this idea will only make it stronger. The art of prayer is to allow the wish to come true rather than to force it. When your feeling and your wish are at odds with each other, your feeling will win. The most important emotion always comes out. Prayer shouldn't take any work. When you try to fix a mental state that your feelings don't agree with, your efforts will fail. For you to successfully give in to the wish as if it were already true, you need to get into a relaxed state, like the feeling you get before you go to sleep. When the mind is this calm, it is turned away from the objective world and can easily pick up on the truth of a mental state. As long as you are aware and have the power to move or open your eyes, you are not under this state. Sitting back in a comfy chair or on a bed is a simple way to get into this quiet state. Lay on your back on a bed with your head level with your body. Close your eyes and picture yourself as tired. Imagine saying to yourself, "I am so sleepy, so very sleepy." Soon, you'll feel like you're in a faraway place, and you won't want to move. You're having a nice, relaxing rest and don't want to change positions, even though you wouldn't be at all comfortable in other situations. When you reach this inactive state, picture that your wish has come true. Don't think about how it came true, just picture that your wish has been granted. Picture what you want to accomplish in life, and then imagine that you have already done it. Thoughts make tiny speech moves that can be heard as words coming from outside when you are in a silent state of prayer. But this level of inaction isn't necessary for your dreams to come true. To feel the wish come true, all that is needed is to become silent. You already have everything you could want or need. It's already yours, so you don't need anyone to hand it to you. Imagine and feel your dream coming true to bring it into reality. Once you accept the end, you don't care at all about what might go wrong, because accepting the end wills the means to that end. When you come out of the prayer moment, it's like seeing the happy, successful ending of a play without seeing how it happened. In spite of any disappointing scenes that may follow, you stay cool and confident because you know the end was perfectly explained. Fourth chapter, sense of spirit. Not by strength or might, but by my spirit, says the Lord of hosts. Get into the mood of the state you want to be in by imagining how you would feel if you were already there. As soon as you feel the state you want to reach, you don't have to work to make it happen. It's already there. Every thought that came into man's mind was linked to a clear feeling. If you imagine how you would feel if you already had the thing you want, your wish will become real. Faith is how you feel. Based on your faith and how you feel, may it be. You never attract what you want. You always attract what you are. A man sees what he is. It will be given to those who have it, and taken away from those who don't. What you think you are, and what you are is given to you. Therefore, imagine how you would feel if you already had your wish, and your wish must come true. So God made man in his own image. In the image of God he made him. Have the same mind that was in Christ Jesus, who, even though he was God, didn't think it was unfair to be on the same level as God. You are what you think you are. Do not believe in God or Jesus. Instead,